Hi there guys, how you doing? My name's Brad Hart. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk, the show where I talk to you about what I've seen happen in the week and what my general opinion on it is. On this week's episode, we're channeling our vision a little bit. We're talking about one topic instead of a few, and we're talking about the general beef and hype between the album Donda and Certified Lover Boy. These two albums recently dropped in the last week or so, and there's been a lot of hype around them, but also a lot of questions and a lot of weird opinions and reviews. On today's episode, we're digging deep into that beef and into what's been happening. So without further ado, pull up a chair, pour yourself a drink and get comfy, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. Okay, so recently we've just had an album release. It started off with Kanye West, Ye's new album, Donda, named after his mother, of which an album recently featured a ton of songs and it started breaking records all over the place. Now, this originally broke tons of records on Apple Music, such as the most streamed album within 24 hours and things of that nature. But then 5 days later, we had a magical person come along. We had no other than Drake come along and drop his album, Certified Lover Boy. Then this absolutely pushed Donda off the rails, to be honest, and off the system. And it started to break a lot more records and push back Donda. For example, within Drake releasing it, he got most streamed artist within 24 hours and most streamed album both on Spotify and Apple Music. So as soon as Kanye had actually achieved the record, Drake came in and took it from underneath his feet. Now, I think this is actually pretty sweet, to be honest, because we've got two artists here that, are putting everything into the music, that are bringing out potentially good hip-hop, and it's getting us all engaged. It's also showing the hype around these artists. And I think it's great because, of course, for so long we were out of music. We weren't receiving new, fresh albums. And then we get two in a week from two fantastic rappers. Great news. But I'll tell you who does think slightly differently, no other than Peppa Pig. Now, I know what you're thinking, Brad, what are you on about, mate? But let me just tell you this. Peppa Pig's album has actually received better reviews than Donda. Okay, yes, that is correct. On the website Pitchfork, Peppa Pig actually received a 6.5 out of 10 for their recent album they just released. I think it was the soundtrack or something. And then Donda received a 6. So as if that isn't enough of a violation, we then had our girl Peppa come over to the gaff, right? She's come over and she's tweeted this. I can't believe that we've got Peppa Pig tweeting out Kanye and calling him out straight. But do you know what? Peppa's got her priorities straight. She knows what she's doing. She's come in and she's landing the album. Now, as if that isn't weird enough, we've now got this Peppa Pig beef with Kanye. We've got Kanye's records taken off him by Drake because he's just come in and took them all. And to make it even weirder, Kanye, all over Drake's hometown of Toronto, is putting up billboards advertising his album. Like literally everywhere. He's covering as many walls as he can to try and push it and advertise. Now, of course, it would be fine. It's normal advertising until we start realising it's mainly just in Toronto. Now, he's putting stuff all over Toronto. He's got beef with Peppa Pig. Okay, how else can this get weirder? But you know Kim K. We all know Kim K. Kanye's other half. To be honest, I don't know if they're off or on. But the other half. And essentially what she's done is posted a screenshot on her Instagram of listening to Drake's album, Muted. I just find this quite childish, really, because we've now got wives and partners jumping into the beef. We've got Peppa Pig and we've got Kim K on it. Do you know what I mean? I know there's not many differences, but to be honest, why have we got two of them kicking off? Because we've got Kim, who's trying to obviously show, look, I don't really care about Drake's album. But the way I see it, guys, is like this. The moment she listens to Drake's album, she knows it's fire. She's putting it on mute because she knows that it's fire. It is fire. And she knows the moment she listens to it, Kanye's done. I think that's what I think's happening. And if it's not that, then what is it? Because she's obviously just trying to be petty, of course, and trying to get a laugh out of it. But I just don't think it's a good way because it's actually making you look a bit daft. Now, do you know what really gets me about all this is how crazy the music world is. How in 5 days difference, we can have someone reach the top of the charts, break records, 5 days later, someone else come in, break the records again, all by the power of social media and social influence. And it's even, like, it's weird. It's crossing generations and crossing platforms. I've got an itchy nose. Yeah, it's crossing platforms and it's crossing ages. Look, we've got Peppa Pig kicking off, right? We've got Kim K kicking off, two totally different demographics. We've got the kids who are watching Peppa Pig. I don't know if they're in on the Kanye beef, right? And then we've got Kim K, who's obviously into the beauty world of things. And then we've got the music side of things. So we've got all these genres coming together, and it's a really weird mix. But I think it's really good and it's really exciting and it's really fun to see, because we've not seen something like this really happen before, especially with so many records being broken and also kids' characters jumping on. I just think it's a great thing for music and it's quite enjoyable to see. But I think, as I discussed before, the one thing that can't take my mind off all of this is the reviews. I started to Google and look at the reviews between both parties, and Drake's has got much better reviews, and also his picture's quite questionable. If you have a look here, it's basically a ton of pregnant women, but pregnant emojis to be exact. But I just think, you know, after I was looking at the reviews, all I saw was Donda's trash, Donda's trash, Donda's trash, and that Kanye's album wasn't it. And then obviously when I started to look further into it, I started to see, okay, maybe it's just a matter of opinion. So I gave it a listen myself, and I didn't really rate it. When I'm starting to look at Drake's stuff, of course he's going to still get the negative critics, and he's still going to get those negative, you know, connotations assigned to the album because of R. Kelly, and it's obviously hitting the press massively. But in regard to the album's quality, I prefer Kanye. And he said Kanye. I prefer Drake's album a lot more. Now, I understand today, guys, this episode has been a little bit shorter and brief, but I just really wanted to get this off my mind because it's a topic that is a bit mad. And I want you guys to let me know what you think down below. But most importantly, if you ever see anything, ever, that you see anything that you think, that's weird, that's interesting, that makes me think why, where, or how, I want you to tag me in it. My Instagram is obviously down below, and it's also showing on the page in a moment. And I want you to just let me know. I want you to comment down below of any video ideas, because I'm more than happy to discuss any topics, as it's just fun. And it's really good to kind of get my opinion